Hello everyone, I'm Earth and welcome to my Simple Planes, how to make better planes, or tips and tricks, I don't know what I'll name it, tutorial. So, maybe you bought the game, you're like, oh this is cool, I want to build cool planes, and you made the tutorial, like you completed it, and you're like, okay, how do I build cool planes? So you went on YouTube and found this. So go to play and go to build and fly. Now, install these two mods. You don't have to do it now, but maybe later. These two. This is the fine tuner. And this is the Open XML editor, I think. Yes. Overload in-game XML editor. So that's like that. Now, when you're creating a plane, let's just create a new one. So when you're creating a plane, do not use these structural blocks, like the block, maybe the straight block. I'm sure you can make good stuff out of these, but I don't recommend them. You can make way more realistic planes with these fuselage blocks. Now, take a fuselage block, and the beauty about this thing is you can go into properties with this cog, and you can go edit each face individually, like this. Maybe I want this to be super wide, maybe the back to be super thin, maybe even zero out like this. Well, guess what? I can do that. So you can even change how the corners are. You can make them smooth like that. You can make them hard. You can make them circular. You can make them manual and change every one like that. However you'd like them. But I'll stick with curved for now. So using these to make your planes are actually a really good idea since you have so much customization available. So I can go like this. I can make it like, I don't know, maybe 1.75 width and 2.5 height, or maybe like this. And I can go add section and then maybe tweak a bit, like maybe make it a little wider. Like imagine this as the front of the plane. Maybe make this longer. You can add sections and make the body of the plane. Now, second tip, do not use these cockpits like this guy. Do not use it. Use fuselage blocks to make your own cockpits like this. So get a fuselage block, make it smaller than the body of the plane itself. Boom, I don't know, like this. Honestly, who cares? Just make him however. So what you can do is, the beauty of the fuselage block is you can make it rise like this. Or in the other direction. As well as you can make it go sideways like this. So you can do this and you can nudge stuff in like this. You can hold down shift and use the WASD and Q and E keys to put stuff in different places, like smaller places like this. Like nudge them in. This is what we call nudging in this game. So yeah, you can use these. It's a really handy tool. You can do the same with Fine Tuner. It's really a handy mod. So for example, what I can do here is I can nudge this, like this. Nudge it down and nudge it outwards. And then nudge it so it touches and then nudge it like that. We got this cockpit basically. This is a really thick cockpit, but you get what I mean. So like I don't like the shape right now, for example. I can just go ahead, adjust it whenever I'd like. I want the height a little smaller and a tad bit thinner. Maybe height can be a little bigger. Configuring these kind of stuff really help you understand. So the height was 2, I think. Yeah. That's all recall. Make whatever shapes you'd like until you like what you end up with. So you can paint these. You go to the paint job tool and then go to the left to make all these custom. Like I can go and make it bright, make it glossy, and use that, for example, to make my cockpit. Or if you want it to be darker, sure. Who's stopping you? No one. I'd like this brighter color for it though. You can put this bad boy on top of it and then just nudge it in. Of course, this is a really thin cockpit, so nudging is kind of harder on this. You might not be able to use cockpit view, but if you can fit it inside this piece of glass, you will be able to use cockpit view. But it like looks weird, so I just nudge it in all the way. All the way. So yeah, that's one tip, using fuselage blocks. The second tip is about the mechanics of the game. So primary wings are what you will use for the primary wings. Pretty straightforward. You can mirror them with this tool. Boom. And you will have horizontal stabilizers and vertical stabilizers on the back. So these have this thing called airfoil. Default set to semi-symmetric. What this means is the top side is a little tilted. Well, not here, of course, but that's what we imagine it as. So top side is a tad bit tilted, meaning we will gain, like, during level flight, we will gain some, no, god damn it, okay. Anyway, you get what I mean. Basically, your plane will rise up a bit. And if you make the back wings semi-symmetric, that means the back will rise up too. That means you'll go leveled. So I usually don't use semi-symmetric, I just use symmetric. You can change it by clicking on it like that. And also making custom wings. So using fuselage blocks on top of the wings to make it look cooler. So like this. You get it on there. Make it like 0.25 thin, like this. Set the thickness to that. That's the thickness, that's like almost the thickness of the wing. And then adjust values as you please, like this. So I want it to be wider to fit that shape. And I want it to be longer to, you know, be able to fit it like this. So you can make it a tad bit short. I'm going to show you another tip. And you can make it run like that. Boom, you got a custom wing. That's a bit popping out. If you want, you can just go there and make it a tad bit wider to like hide your flaws. And you can go ahead with the structural. Use fuselage cones. You can turn them with WASD, by the way. So just put it on top of the fuselage. Doesn't detect the fuselage for some reason. It's weird. So hold on, let's just make the fuselage longer for this. Because it's detecting the wing and it's trying to hold on to that. So you go here, you go boom, length, and then just boom. So it will change its shape. And then go to edit fuselage shape and make it like shorter. Boom, like that. Boom, that's a custom wing. And it looks way better than this blocky wing. Making custom wings is always a good idea. Of course, it makes it a little heavier, but still, it's a good idea. So now, I will show you some of the planes I made and some techniques you can make on them. So this is my intentionally misspelled Monsieur. And with this, I have custom wings and custom wings on the back as well. And that looks ugly, but like it's blocky on the top. You can fix that by using fuselage cones, not blocks, cones. There it goes. That's demented, but sure. Like I don't prefer them all the time, but it's still usable. Like that. Boom. Personally, not a big fan, but who cares? Just use it if you like. I think it's this color. Super glossy. Really annoying. So yeah, I usually don't use them on my back wings. Sometimes do on my front wings. Now, things we went over: making custom wings, making custom cockpits, and yeah, and using fuselage blocks. So you can make custom landing gear, which are more advanced. Go look it up on YouTube to find stuff because I don't want to get into that. That's really gonna take a long time. Custom engines, they're just engines made smaller using the fine tuner to like make it look custom, maybe cooler. Oh, while talking about engines, a tip is if the front of your rocket engine like this or jet engine is blocked, so front it has this fan thing. So if that's blocked by a block, like by some structure or something like that, so it can't get air, so you will need inlets. This is what we call an inlet, and it takes air in and gives it to the engines. That basically lets the engines run faster, etc. Now, using these guys, these are guys that are important. So click space, press space to open up this. These show you your centers of mass, center of lift, and center of thrust. Center of thrust what? Okay, center of thrust doesn't really matter, but center of mass and center of lift do. So you want the center of mass to always be a tad bit in front of the center of lift. That's because if the center of lift is in front, that means the front will pitch upwards and it will be hard to control. But if the center of mass is in front, that means it will pitch downwards from the front, and it would be easier to control because you have these guys to pitch you upwards. So yeah, make it always a tad bit in front. Make the center of mass a tad bit in front of the center of lift. As you can see, this will probably fly better than if it were like center of lift in front of center of mass. So you see, it flies really well. I like this plane a lot. It's one of the first ever good planes I actually made. It's not that fast, but still not bad. I'm going to show you a few examples of planes I made. So, have the Nighthawk here, which has custom cockpit, custom landing gear, custom wings, everything I told you, custom engine. I like using two engines at once. I don't know why. It looks cool in my opinion. You can try different designs. That's the only way to succeed in my opinion, just trying. Because no matter how many tutorials you watch, you might have a different idea than them at like what planes you want to do, and you might fail at it because you watched a different kind of tutorial. So these are the inlets, as I told. So this guy goes really fast because it uses really well, like the highest tier engines, and it also is way lighter than the Monsieur. As you can see, we can go about 1,200 miles per hour. Honestly, there are gizmos, right? Gizmos are really cool. Just try out each and every one of them. Look at what they do, etc. Some are really obvious, like the catapult connector, magnet winch. Some are a little more advanced, like the hinge, maybe the shocks, pistons, etc. So yeah, try everything out and try to find the playstyle that works for you. Also, using the arresting hook, it should be right here. Using the arresting hook for the USS Beast is a good idea. Let me show you what I mean. So, I'm gonna go to the USS Beast. So this is the USS Beast. There are these ropes, which when you enable your resting hook by using these areas, so you enable it, and when you're landing, that thing catches onto this rope, and that lets you stop. So yeah, boom, take off, boom, do whatever you want. Honestly, this game, just experiment, do whatever you want, have fun. You can even make stuff that the game doesn't, like, isn't intended to be doing. So, like this. I made a goddamn boat. Like this. And I also made, a rocket, if I can find it. There you go. This is my latest rocket. I really like it a lot. I don't know why. You can make rockets, you can make boats, you can make helicopters. Well, helicopters are actually intended in this game. If I can find... Wait, is this one? Yeah. Nope. Never mind. Yeah, this one is a helicopter. Yeah. So like this, you can honestly make anything you want if you try hard enough, if you experiment. This was it from me, Earth, and bye-bye.